Okay, hello there everyone. Well, today I am going to be making a video about a very dangerous day tomorrow, Tuesday. If everything sets up right, it is looking like everyone in the slight risk should be keeping an eye to the forecast frequently. This is looking like a horrible situation if everything mixes together, right? But for now, there is a whole lot of spread among the models, but in any case, it is not good. So let's get right to it. So as you can see here, the Storm Prediction Center has issued a slight risk from northern Missouri up into mainly the eastern half of Wisconsin into upper Michigan. Now, there will be two zones of particular um, interest I will be discussing. Specifically, I will go detail to detail. So, area 1, we have here. There, it is looking like there could be some supercellular thunderstorms, and with what some of the models are showing, could contain some strong, violent, long track tornadoes. Now, again, I'm going to take this with a grain of salt since, again, the models have a wide spread over any solutions, but some models are pointing out a very bad scenario. And even assuming the um, calmer solution, there would still be several tornadoes, likely up to EF2 streams. So again, in any either way, it's gonna be bad. Plus, also expect damaging winds and large hail, obviously. And then area number 2 is gonna be right here. Now, it is in this zone that a couple MCSs could form, and those could bring in some devastating hurricane force winds, some to 80 to 90 miles per hour. So again, wouldn't be too surprised if an upgrade to enhanced or even moderate was possible in either of these zones, either here and or here. Now, again, it's looking like one of those outbreaks where you just have to wait till the day happens to really know what's gonna happen. Gonna publish another another outlook later today showing you um the updates made. But now, first off, let's visit Wisconsin, and I will be showing you that tornado potential. So as you can see here, I'm gonna be looking at the RAP model first, the RAP. Now, this is the one that has the worst case scenario when it comes to tornadoes. It has a significant tornado parameter up to 9 in spots. And the SKUT parameters, the SKUT plots show the potential of a EF5 or 2 rated tornado. So, gonna go ahead and skip to Tuesday. So, as you can see here, early on Tuesday, so 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 11. And then here's 1 p.m. It already has supercells developing towards western Wisconsin down to southern Minnesota, but this would be the bulk of the worst. So at this point, it would maybe spawn a brief weak tornado or two in the also cause damaging winds and the usual damaging winds and large hail. But then 2 p.m., 3 p.m., not 3 p.m., you'll notice it gets there's more developing, and again, assuming this would probably lead to a tornado outbreak for Wisconsin. But again, going to take this with a grain of salt. I mean, with what I'm about to show you, there's just massive spread among the miles. So again, it then move on to 7 p.m. Then that activity fades, but otherwise beforehand would be a day outbreak. So now I'm gonna show you first off the service base cap. So skip ahead to Tuesday. So as you can see here, 1 p.m. Tuesday, mainly 1,000 to 2,000 joules per kilogram of instability, which is decent. But then down here, quite a lot, up to, again, gonna discuss this area later, but then not the most impressive thing so far, but it's more than enough for severe wear. But then you'll notice right as we approach 7-ish p.m., some of these values could reach up to 4,770 joules per kilogram. That is a lot. And then, see, it actually lasts pretty well into the overnight hours. Just tremendous amounts of instability. Could show you the most unstable cap now. Now, this case, look at that. Showing in Green Bay up to 5,090 joules per kilogram. Now, values like that are pretty rare. And when that happens, that typically means that storms will be able to sustain themselves for a very long time and will get very intense. And then obviously that moves off to the east. So now I'm going to be showing you the mass divergence. Now this shows you zones where storms will most likely develop. So as you can see here, high values here. This tells you that storms will be forming mainly right here. And then skip ahead to 4 p.m. It is showing a lot of storms would be developing mainly along this line. And then potentially here with a lake breeze, like any storms that pop up here would be due to the lake breeze. But then obviously boom, moves away. But now I will show you the supercell composite. This tells you the likelihood of a supercell. So you can see here, just as early as 1 p.m. you already have 8. That is pretty that is a lot already right there. So now I'm gonna show you the scuti. So it says none, but that's just because there's no precipitation nearby. But assuming a storm were to move over, as you can see here, this takes historical records and matches them with what the scuti is showing. As you can see here, shows significant supercell. It inhaled to 5 inches. And at the least around 2.75 inches. That is massive. That would trigger the EAS on the phones with the new severe thunderstorm warning. This destructive alert. So again, wow. And that's not even the worst of it. Then you'll see at 7 p.m. supercell composite 19 down here. Wait till you see this. So it says tornado, but then look at this. These box and whisker plots. Now, this shows you that a EF4 or stronger tornado would be most likely in the zone should a tornado form. That is actually pretty distressing. If this were to turn out, if this scenario were to turn out, there would be a massive destructive tornado outbreak for Wisconsin in August. And then somewhere over me, 13. Wow. So, again, taking this with a bit of salt. Now, for the EHI. That is not good. 10.3. That is very, very, very rare for anything at that high to occur. So it would show that if there were to be EF5 tornadoes, the most likely zone would be right here. So there's that, and then to show you the lapse rates, these determine how long storm can sustain itself. As you can see, pretty decent, up to 8.2 Celsius per kilometer. Quite strong. But now I'm gonna show you the NAM model here. So as you can see here, it doesn't show much for Tuesday. But down here though, does however show that if any storms were to develop significant tornado parameter of 3.2, so that would suggest that there could be the possibility of a EF3 tornado occurring, but won't be nearly as intense as EF5 tornadoes or whatever. But and even just an EF1 is already dangerous enough, but EF3. So tornado, yeah, like I said, shows mainly between EF0 to EF3, but mostly towards EF1 to EF2 strength. So pretty decently strong for up here, actually. And then for the her model. So now this run I haven't checked before, so as you can see here, shows early on today some 10 supercells up there. Then sort of dissipating, but then more developing and passing to the north, but then more to the south as well. Before that forms into a Boeing segment, then that would be covered later on. But now, assuming storms do develop right here, significant tornado parameter of 5.5, that's pretty high, not a good sign at all, does indicate the potential that a strong tornado or two could form. But this one's less in coverage when it comes to the amount of supercells, so yeah. But where they do occur, then gotta watch out for a potential of a strong tornado too. So what is my take on this? Just stay tuned. Obviously, again, massive spread among the miles, but right now I would say that it's a mixed bag. But I do have one thing in common though. Some sort of tornado threat will develop. Now, as to how intense and how widespread, that is yet to be seen. But aside from the tornadoes, also expect some large hail and damaging winds. These could reach to 70 miles per hour, especially where supercells could collide or in any intense cells, especially ones that would be capable of producing tornadoes. For the final model, the GFS, as you can see here, has not too widespread, but it's here and there with it. But supercell composite 5, so it would state that yeah, a few tornadoes possible, but others expect many large hail damaging winds. So that's the segment on the tornadoes. Now I'm gonna move on to possibility of some hurricane force winds. So first off, for the RAP. So as you can see here, oh, gonna switch to 3Z. So as you can see here, so again, supercells up there, but then right here, Boeing segment number 1, and then small MCS number 1. It then shows it potentially colliding. Now, when these both occurred, again, that's where you would most likely see the hurricane force winds, some of which could reach to 90 miles per hour. So again, still a lot of uncertainties, but this is definitely going to be something that needs to be monitored, that people in this area need to be on the lookout for. So now I'll show you the NAM model. So 00Z. So again, the NAM isn't too supportive of MCSs occurring, and forgot to show you the stability values for the RAP model here. So the reason why there's gonna be such a big wind threat if this comes out right is because of Cape up to 5,000, some more than 500, 5,500 joules per kilogram. Again, very rare to have values at that intensity. So any storm that fires up is gonna turn severe quickly and just will produce a big burst of wind, again, some of which could reach hurricane force and could lead to widespread wind damage, may knock out power for days or even weeks if it's bad enough. But again, keep saying this, but taking it with a grain of salt, because again, the mouse just have no idea. Now for the NAM nest. So as you can see here, definitely does show 4 Boeing segments. So you can see here, like, they'll be lasting for not too long, but when they do erupt, there could be some massive, massive wind gusts. So, gonna go ahead and skip up here. So it's showing up to 5,500 joules per kilogram in spots. It is actually quite insane. Forgot to mention this, but it is a bit weaker of the instability up here, but still pretty decent. 3,000 some joules per kilogram. Still a bit unusual. So again, as you get past 7 p.m., then it slowly wanes, and then. So, what's my take for the damaging wind event? I would say for now, again, I will be continuing to frequently update on this potential crisis. So be sure to watch those, and also pay attention to your local National Weather Service. And, well, that's a video for today. Hope you were informed. So stay safe, stay weather aware. Have a great day.